To your left, folks, is the Washington Monument. To your right, the White House. And over there, just beyond the Capitol, is the national debt.
The biggest unanswered question is, where is the money?
Get money.
Get your money for nothing. Get your checks for free.
The first time the Dow Jones Industrial Average passed the 13,000 mark.
Another milestone for the market. 14,000 on the money. On the money. On the money.
Good evening. This is an extraordinary period for America's economy. Over the past few weeks, many Americans have felt anxiety about their finances and their future. I understand their worry and their frustration. We've seen triple-digit swings in the stock market. Major financial institutions have teetered on the edge of collapse, and some have failed. As uncertainty has grown, many banks have restricted lending. Credit markets have frozen, and families and businesses have found it harder to borrow money. We're in the midst of a serious financial crisis.
Yeah, money. Without money, what would we do? We got a little idea. We see what's going on. They say the money is the root of all evil, but ain't nothing evil about money. Because we need that money to pay the bills, to pay the rent, huh? Banks falling, president scratching his head, the economy is down, Wall Street about to lose them out and up and down, gas prices up and down. Nobody knows what to do. Money! Where have you gone to? I got to pay my bills, got to pay my rent. I'm hungry and tired, but my money's all spent.
Money's too tight to mention.
I can't get an unemployment extension.
I'm proposing $250 million, $2.2 billion, $8 billion, the largest increase in history.
Cicero was right. We're in the last days of this country surviving.
Because it's all about money, ain't a damn thing funny. You got to have a con in this land of milk and honey.
Craig Stevely from Treasury runs the printing presses to print the dollars. Some of the dollars go into the Fed. Fed takes the dollars, buys Treasury bonds that the Treasury issues to raise money. Money goes back into the Fed. Isn't this all kind of one big Ponzi scheme?
Sophisticated term for that, Dennis. We call it monetizing the debt.
Will the Federal Reserve monetize this debt? The Federal Reserve will not monetize the debt.
We should have taken him out the back and shot him a long time ago.
Aye, aye, Captain. Alexander Hamilton, our first Secretary of the Treasury, he's on the 10, you know, wanted a federal debt to provide a reason to establish taxes to support our new nation.
The debt was young, they kept it small, they didn't know back then. In 1812, another war would make it grow again. By 66, the Civil War had cost the nation millions. The government in Washington now had a debt of billions.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
The closing numbers on the markets today, at one point the market fell as if down a well, over 700 points.
Apple shares are just getting hammered this morning.
We're down by between 3 and 4.5% generally across these markets. Let's talk about the speed with which we are watching this market deteriorate. We're red everywhere, essentially, down by 4-5%.
We're down over 16%. Dow at the same time has fallen about 18%.
The stock market is now down 21%.
Because we're now down 43%.
What in the world is happening on Wall Street?
We take a buck, we shoot it full of steroids, and we call it leverage.
We're talking about money, 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 money.
If you got the money, honey, I've got the time.
Money, money, money makes the world
Money
go
makes the world
round.
go round.
Money, 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 money.
So what about the stock market?
Money. If you show me the cash, then I will take it. If you tell me to cry, then I will fake it. If you give me your hand, then I will shake it. You will do anything for money. Anything, anything, anything for money. Die for you, die for you. I sell my soul to the devil.
This administration has inherited a $1.3 trillion deficit, the largest in our nation's history, and our investments to rescue our economy will add to that deficit in the short term.
It's fair to say in the Republican Party, poison ivy is more popular than taxes.
We've got to bring that tax rate down substantially.
We didn't raise taxes in Massachusetts.
Lower taxes.
Taxes are too high.
My view on taxes. I'm not changing my view on taxes. I'm not changing my view on taxes. I'm not changing my view on taxes. Because I'm not because I'm not changing 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 my view on taxes. Changing my view on taxes. Changing my view on taxes. I'm changing my view on taxes. I'm changing my view on taxes.
Iowa Republican Senator Chuck Grassley says heads should roll following an audit that showed Justice Department officials were spending $16 apiece for muffins and $8 for a cup of coffee during government conferences.
Look, this isn't the good old days in America.
Record-breaking kickoff to the fourth quarter as the Dow Jones Industrial Average closes at a new all-time record high.
Let's celebrate!
It's strictly paid for play with those boys. That takes money, real money.
What is that? Chicken scratch?
This is a journey into money. Loads of money.
Your money where your mouth is.
I need money. I used to be a stick-up kid, so I think of all the devious things I did.
Just like money in my pocket.
So I'm looking for a man who's got some money in his hand.
Show me the money!
Show me the money.
See, I believe in money, power, and respect. First you get the money, then you get the motherfucking power.
Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are not in a crisis.
I think so. I mean, you know, look, it's one thing to look beforehand. It's one thing to say, woohoo.
Have people lost jobs? Yes, they have, and they're going to lose jobs, although the overall gain in jobs has been pretty impressive.
Taxes, but I don't recall changing my view on taxes. Taxes, you know, taxes, you know, taxes, you know, taxes, you know, but I don't, but I don't recall changing my view on taxes.
Their estimation was that by 2 o'clock that afternoon, $5.5 trillion would have been drawn out of the money market system of the United States, would have collapsed the entire economy of the United States, and within 24 hours, the world economy would have collapsed.
What people do for money.
We need money. We need money. Talking about money,
give me my goddamn money.
Freeze! I'm Ma Baker. Put your hands in the air. Give me all your money.
Was the worst day on Wall Street since the crash of 1987.
What?
Working the phone say a lot of their customers are freaked out, waiting to see how low the Dow will go. Please no.
What started in America last year has now spread to every part of the world.
We're down 9% today. The Xetra DAX over in Frankfurt is down by 9%. The Paris market down by 9%.
That's why today I'm pledging to cut the deficit we inherited by half by the end of my first term in office. Now, this will not be easy. It will require us to make difficult decisions and face challenges we've long neglected. But I refuse to leave our children with a debt that they cannot repay. And that means taking responsibility right now, in this administration, for getting our spending under control.
The Dow traders are standing there watching in amazement, and I don't blame them.
That's not right. How can the price be going down? Something's wrong.
Go on, take the money and run.
Cash! Money!
But your loving don't pay my bills. Now give me money. What I want. That's what I want.
Over the course of this century, our tax system has been modified dozens of times and in hundreds of ways. Yet most of those changes didn't improve the system. They made it more like Washington itself, complicated, unfair, cluttered with gobbledygook and loopholes designed for those with the power and influence to hire high-priced legal and tax advisors.
Be afraid. Trillions of dollars in out-of-control debt. You know it's those liberals, Democrats, and socialists. Let's pull back the curtain and expose the little men pretending to be wizards in the land of Oz. The money bought tax cuts for the very rich and for corporations. We have nothing to show for it. Voodoo is about Wall Street, not about Main Street.
The Civil War ran up a debt of almost $3 billion that still wasn't paid off by World War I.
We're spending money we don't have, or so it would appear. The deficit is that amount we overspend each year. Though congressmen and senators make vows to cut its size, despite their honest efforts, the debt just seems to rise.
Now the debt's over $5 trillion and still growing.
A balanced budget would be great to spend within our means and stop the monster in its tracks before we bust our seams. It feeds on just the interest. Its appetite is whet. It never ever stops to rest. Tyrannosaurus debt.
And this is the U.S. Treasury. It sells treasury bonds, bills and notes, and savings bonds to finance the debt. The U.S. government promises to pay the owner interest plus the value of each bond at a future date.
The rules have changed.
The American people have been lied to. They deserve. Be quiet, and Republicans are going to take away your Social Security.
To protect unneeded weapons systems and obsolete bases. And you pay the bill.
If what you see and hear in this picture will keep one of you, only one person, from taking that first step, our purpose has been accomplished, and we are humbly thankful.